Hi, welcome to Moina Bass Fishes, and I am Jim Moina. In this video, we're talking about the 2023 Tacklewarehouse Invitational Tournament on Lake Eufaula. Today was day one of the competition, so here's what I got to say about day one. Frustration to the max. That sums it up big time. So why am I so frustrated? It's because I got the bites I needed, and it was just one of those days where the fish jump and they throw the hook. I had three fish. Well, I had two fish do that were great fish. One was a 4-pounder, and these fish were only like 15 feet from the boat at the time. One was like a 4-pounder. The other one was just probably a little bit smaller, like a 3.5-pounder. And I jumped off another one late in the day. That would have helped. Then I had multiple fish just come unglued, just before they jumped or anything. Like I had one fish wrap me around a rock and come off, and I mean, seriously, I had lost 5 keepers before I even put one in the boat. My first keeper I put in the boat about noon. Actually, I put one in the boat at about 11:45 or so, and it may or may not have been a keeper. The minimum size is 14 inches. It was just like right there. It's something I definitely didn't want to have to bring in, because it would have been a big, then it would have been in the hands of the judges if it would have counted or not. But luckily, I got the ball rolling and ended up catching 5, and that's all I caught were 5 keepers. That was it. So I had 11 pounds, 4 ounces, and I'm 90th place out of like 150. Not happy. And I'd kind of been getting by this year, getting the key. In the 2 previous Tacklewarehouse Invitational tournaments on Okeechobee and Clarks Hill, I've been getting by with getting all the key bites were getting in the boat. And this, that's what's been floating me where I'm at. And today it just completely just fell apart. Oh my God. Oh, so anyways, and not only that, so I weigh my fish, come back to the ramp, start pulling the boat out, and this is something I had to use once I pulled my boat out. Maybe you know what's in here, maybe you don't. But here is this. Now, a lot of you know what that is. Maybe not everybody. And this is part of the kit. Okay. Maybe some of you are still wondering. Maybe some of you aren't. And then these strips. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a flat tire repair kit. So these are the plugs you put in the hole, and this is the hole reamer, and then that's the tool to actually install the plug. So hopefully the tire doesn't leak anymore. I'd say about 75% of the time that I do it, it is fixed permanently. Let's see, here's the guilty. There's what I pulled out of my tire. Is that nail right there? I'm going to use that to nail away to Senko tomorrow. And here's some of the other goodies. I keep a collection of all the stuff that have punctured my tires over the years. This and this, and there's some other nails and screws in here. So anyways, that was the frustration. I mean, things were already frustrating enough, and then I pull the boat out, and then I'm like, oh my, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that tire looks low. Sure enough, it was. So then I had to go about fixing that, which I don't know, took about a half hour maybe, because first you got to find the leak. So that was a matter of, because when I pulled the boat, there's a lot of sand on this ramp that I'm using. I'm using a ramp other than the main ramp in the town of Eufaula. So I'm using this other ramp, and there's a lot of sand on it. So when I pulled the boat out, there was sand all over the tire, and I had a hard time finding the puncture. So then I backed the trailer in to wash all the sand off, and then pulled it out just barely out of the water line. And then sure enough, this thing stood right out. So yeah. So pulled that out, put the plug in. Fellow camper, very nice man. He had an air compressor. It was a small one, so we got the air. When he hooked it up, it was saying like 12, I think he said. And then we pumped it all the way up to 30, which is enough to get, with these tires, it says 65 max pressure. So I pumped it up to 30, which was enough to get me to the gas station, which I needed to get some boat fuel, which I did. And then I filled up the tire the rest of the way. And hopefully it holds. So that was the that was the final straw on the frustration, was having to deal with that. But it was a nice bonus that that nice man came along with his air compressor. That was nice. So anyhow, tomorrow. So what am I gonna do tomorrow? God, these bugs must be coming through the screen, the holes in the screen or something. They're really tiny, and they're the light's right up there, and they keep hitting the light, which is hot, and then they end up falling in front of me here on this table, which is why I was sweeping it off there. So anyways, tomorrow, I'm at a total loss because, well, here's the situation. I think everybody did exactly what I did for this tournament. I went to Google Maps, and there were two areas of this lake that stood out as having clear water. So that's where I fished, and I think pretty much the whole rest of the field must have done the same thing. Because I was fishing used water the rest of the day after the first 20 minutes, it seemed like. And I'm not kidding. I mean, I did not fish anything new. I mean, that first 20 minutes, I fished fresh water, but after that, I was fishing behind somebody the rest of the day. I'd be pulling in, somebody be pulling out. I'd be pulling in, and then when I'm pulling out, somebody's pulling in. It's just constantly like that all day. So, and that's another part of the frustration. So do I want to deal with that, or do I want to just go to a brand new part of the lake where maybe the water's not so clear, maybe the bites are hard to come by, but if I can figure something out, maybe I can get into some fit. I don't know. Don't know. It's an interesting dilemma, because I seriously, with the fish that I dumped, I mean, I would have had a decent bag, and it would have been a lot easier to go back to those places where I fished today and do it all over again. But maybe I change techniques. Go back to those places and change techniques. I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm just at such a loss, this is not unusual after a bad first day. Sometimes I come back just absolutely not knowing what to do, where to do it. One of my favorite spots I didn't go to today because in one of those other clear water areas, which I'm sure is I'm sure that area got pounded, just like where I was fishing, which was late in the day. Did I mention I never had a keeper until noon today? But anyways, so late in the day, once I got my 5th one, I thought, well, I could run over there and maybe get an hour and a half of fishing, maybe an hour. Because once I caught my 5th one, I fished for like another hour and 20 minutes and never had another bite. I thought maybe my bite was starting to pick up and my pattern was starting to pick up. But man, the last hour plus, nothing. So anyways, so I was thinking maybe I should run to that other area, but who knows? Who knows? So anyhow, this is it's a lot of fun when you figure it out, and frustration. I mean, I kind of had it. I mean, I kind of had the fish figured out a little bit, and then I just they didn't stay hooked. Ouch. So, well, anyways, tomorrow, I don't know what to do. I suppose I'll pull up Google Maps and look at it a little bit. And, I don't know. Just, and I'm not asking anybody to send me text. Please don't send me messages saying try this, try that, because I'm not supposed to get information from anybody. So I'm not fishing for that. So please, nobody, don't send me, try this creek, try that creek. Don't do that. That's not what I'm looking for. Anyhow, I am done with this video. Thanks for watching. And thankfully I did get 5 today. My gosh, because it was looking grim for a while there. But anyways, over.